Hey boo boo, what's up? My name is Jeannette, also known as Ms.FitVegan. Today we're going to do a reading from Return to the Brain of Eden, one of my absolute favorite books that I highly, highly recommend. This chapter is called Humans Are by Nature Frugivorous. Check this out. There has been much study and even more speculation about what sort of diet our teeth and guts are best designed for. From the type of detention, gut length, toxicity of foods like meat, and very strong case. Oh, God, I fucked up already. Let's start over. This is going to be interesting. From the type of detention, gut length, and toxicity of foods like meat, a very strong case can be built for Homo sapiens being designed to eat and process a largely fruit-based diet. The brain's requirements for food and the gut's requirements for energy, the optimal acid-alkaline balance, and the structure of intestines all point to a frugivorous diet. A shift to fruit specialization answers all the problems and anomalies that have spawned countless conflicting theories. Catherine Miller, professor of anthropology at the University of California, Berkeley, has carried out important work on diet and primate evolution. Her research has led to her belief that strategies early primates adapted to cope with the dietary challenges of the arboreal environment profoundly influenced their evolutionary trajectory. This has a great significance for us today, for the foods eaten by humans now bear little resemblance to the plant-based diets anthropoids have favored since their emergence. She believes these findings shed light on many of the health problems that are common, especially in our industrially advanced nations. Could they be at least in part due to a mismatch between the diets we now eat and those to which our bodies became adapted over millions of years? Okay, it's going to get really good. Trust me. The plant-based foods available in the forest canopy comprises fruit and leaves, but subsisting on the diet poses some challenges for any animals living there. Subsisting, I've never heard that word before. I guess it means sustaining, right? So the plant-based food available in the forest canopy comprises fruit and leaves, but subsisting on the diet poses some challenges for any animals living there. For a start, it is high in fiber that is not only difficult to break down and hence digest, but also takes up space in the gut that may otherwise be filled with more nutritious foods. Many plant foods also lack one or more essential nutrients such as amino acids, so animals that depend on plants for meeting their daily nutritional requirements must seek out a variety of complementary food sources. Fruit is usually the food of preference, for it's rich in easily digested forms of carbohydrates and relatively low in fiber, but its protein content is low. The seeds may be rich in protein, however. Leaves offer higher protein content, but they are lower in nutrients and contain much more fiber. Balancing these constraints has led to different strategies that are reflected in behavior and physiology. Columbine monkeys have compartmentalized stomachs that allow fiber to be fermented and hence processed very efficiently, but humans and most other primates pass fiber largely unchained through their digestive system. Stay with me, boo. Trust me on this. Stay with me. Fiber can be broken down in the hind gut of the latter species, but the process is not as efficient as that in the Columbus genus. Milton's research focused on two contrasting species of South American primates, the howler monkey and the spider monkeys. These two species are about the same size and weight as each other and live in the same environment. eating plant-based foods, yet they are very different. Okay, listen to this. Howler monkeys have a large colon and food passes through their digestive system slowly, whereas spider monkeys have a smaller colon through which food passes more quickly. These physiological differences relate to dietary specialization. The foundation of the howler's diet is young leaves. 48% of their diet is leaves, and 42% is fruit, and 10% is flowers. The spider monkey's diet comprises of 72% fruit, 22% leaves, and 6% flowers. Another fundamental difference. Where am I? Is that although these animals are the same size, the brains of the spider monkeys are twice the size of the howler brains. So the brains of the monkeys that eat mostly fruit are twice the size of the monkeys that don't, that eat more leaves and plants than fruit. Very significantly, Milton comments, the spider monkeys in Panama seemed smarter than the howlers, almost human. This is something we have commented on before. Big brains and a diet high in fruit appear to go together. Why should this be so? Could this brain enlargement result from the need to memorize the location of productive fruit trees, as some have suggested, or did elements within the fruit itself fuel this change more directly as we propose? Animals such as squirrels and even birds like jays memorize the location of stored food most efficiently without an overlarge brain. Thus, it seems that something else must be responsible. Although Milton has concluded that it's quite difficult for primates to obtain adequate nutrition in the canopy, she observed that the spider monkeys consume ripe fruits for most of the year, eating only a small amount of leaves. Bonobos also appear to find enough food to eat easily, for much of the time is spent in other social activities. Thus, being a fruit-eating forest primate appears to be a very viable option. But one question remains. If fruit is so low in protein, how do these fruit specialists obtain an adequate supply of these essential nutrients? Milton found that the spider monkeys pass food through their colon more quickly than the leaf eaters, such as howler monkeys. This speed of transit means that the spider monkey has a less efficient extraction process, but as much more food can be processed, it more than makes up for it. By choosing fruits that are highly digestible and rich in energy, they attain all the calories they need and some of the protein. They then supplement their basic fruit pulp diet with a very few select young leaves that supply the rest of the protein they require without an excess of fiber. Please listen to that again. They then supplement their basic fruit pulp diet with a very few select leaves that supply the rest of the protein they require without an excess of fiber. Of course, by processing so much fruit, a large quantity of chemicals that naturally occur in fruit will be absorbed. It should also be noted that wild fruit contains a higher percentage of protein than the cultivated fruit that is available to us humans today. It is clear that many wild primates are able to satisfy their daily protein and energy requirements on a diet largely or entirely derived from plants. It is likely our ancestors in the forest did too. Honestly, I can keep going. This book is so incredible. I want to stop here to tell you two things. Number one, this book will really, really open your mind to a lot of things. One of the things I like to think about, I like new ideas and I like to think about new things, right? I like to learn things and I like to think. I have a very open mind. That's why I'm a raw vegan. And I also know the truth about 9/11. And so anyway, the point is that it was an inside job. And also, this book, focus Jeanette, this book has opened my eyes to so many things that I never knew. For example, I always thought about it. I always thought about, why do we have hair on our heads and not on our whole bodies? And I know some of y'all are really hairy, and I am too because I'm a half Italian. However, Why don't no one on this planet has hair on their bodies the same as their head? It's like primates, like our closest relatives are bonobo monkeys, right? Apes. And they have the same amount of hair everywhere. And I always wondered to myself, why? Why do we have hair, a lot of hair right here? Where in this book, okay, this book, Return to the Brain of Eden, hypothesize that we were walking around in the rainforest. Okay, we started walking on 2 feet because, of course, I don't know if you believe in evolution. We don't have to argue about that. But we once walked on 4 legs, and then we evolved to walk on 2 legs. And when we started to evolve to walk on 2 legs, the sunlight through the canopy, through the trees, only came to. Did I shave? Oh, yes. No, not really. Okay, whatever. The sunlight only came to the top of our head. So we needed to grow hair to protect ourselves against the sunlight, the rays of the sun all day. We didn't have umbrellas. We didn't have houses inside. We didn't have sunscreen, which some of y'all still put on your body, even though it's been proven to cause cancer, but whatever. We move on. We needed to evolve. And so we evolved to having hair on the top of our heads to protect us against the rays of the sun all day long in the rainforest. Whoa. What do you think about that? Because I think that is fucking incredible. I think that's very possible, and I'm super open to new ideas and just ways of thinking. I love this book so much. By the way, this book does prove that there's no such thing as a raw vegan if you eat figs. Technically, I hate to say this. I hate to admit this, but figs are not vegan, right? This book talks a lot about it. Okay, figs are not vegan. Figs have their wasps have to go inside the fig and like fertilize it, and then figs die in the figs. Figs die. Wasps die in the figs. And so, long story short, I haven't gotten to the part in the book yet. I read it like 13 years ago. But long story short is, yeah, figs are not vegan. They never have been, and they never will be. But I still eat them. I don't know how you feel about figs. They're not exactly vegan. I do feel bad. But Ann Osborne eats figs, so I'm going to keep eating figs. I call myself vegan. She calls herself vegan too, and she eats figs. So I'm going to eat figs. Speaking of Ann Osborne, and I'm going to end this video now because it's kind of like you probably stopped watching a long time ago. It's a smorgasbord episode, but Ann Osborne is going to be in my new book. And if you'd like to be in my new book, okay, I'm going to have a lot of amazing people in there, and I'd love to have you in there. So I'm writing a book. It's called The Magic of the Raw Food Diet, and it is 200 testimonials of what the raw food diet can do. And if you have an amazing story to tell about the raw food diet, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to include you in my book. If you've lost a lot of weight or you've healed some type of disease, I'd love to have you in the book, boo. So do me a favor. You can email me below. I'll leave my email below. I'll also leave my information below about my course. I have a brand new course that is starting this week. It's called the Food Addiction Freedom Course. And if you're somebody who needs to lose weight, who wants to go raw, who wants to learn from somebody who's been raw for 13 years, then I'm your boo-boo. Okay, I'm your boo-boo. And you can check out that information below. It's a amazing 6-week transformation that I promise you will not regret. It will change everything for you. And we're going to work a lot on the mind. 90% of it is the mind. And then, of course, I'm going to ask you every single day what you're eating. You're going to send me your food every day. We're going to send pictures. You're going to meet an accountability partner that you're going to know for life. And so many other things are going to happen in the 6 weeks. You're going to work out with me not every day, but 4 days a week. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, you're going to work out with me. We're going to do a lot of stuff together, and we're going to change the way you see food and the way you see yourself. And so if you're interested in that, then check out the information below. I'll send you all the details. And thank you so much for watching. Do me a favor, subscribe if this wasn't such a great episode. I tried. This book is just amazing. Just get the book. I fucked up a few words. I mean, there's some big words in there. So apparently I'm supposed to have a big brain, but I don't know what happened there. I do know that fruit has allowed me to do so many things that I never thought I could do, like talk on camera. Because I was always embarrassed my whole life to be myself. I was always convinced that I was so ugly and I was so stupid and I was this and that. and awkward. And the truth is that I wasn't any of those things. I wasn't any of those things. But before a fruit-based diet, I had super low self-esteem. And fruit-based diet really, really helped with that. So if you have low confidence or low self-esteem, then a fruit-based diet will help you for sure because it will get rid of all those toxic thoughts that you have in your head that are not true, that are just false beliefs, old habitual false beliefs that you've had over and over and over again. And these thoughts, they turn into beliefs and like they can destroy your life. They can destroy your potential. I would have never I would have never stepped into my greatness. That sounds so weird. I would have never stepped into what I'm going to be doing in this world if I had not eaten a fruit-based diet or at least given it a chance. And so if you want to give it a chance, then let me help you. I can coach you for the next 6 weeks. I love you, my boo. I hope you are doing amazing and I hope you eat as much fruit as possible. And I'll see you in the next video.